Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Welcome to another episode of Politically Correct. The question we are dealing with today is the BJP undermining its mass leaders in states? That's top leaders in states. There are so many triggers for this question. Sergey Roy, former BJP minister in Jharkhand government, defected from the party, contested against the chief minister and defeated him, Jharkhand chief minister Raghuvar Das. The reason, Sergey Roy was denied ticket from his Jamshedpur West constituency. He was not given any hearing by the party high command. And then he turned a rebel and decided to contest against the chief minister and defeated him. What we are witnessing today in Maharashtra is how Eknath Khadse is sulking. Now, he has been there with the BJP since its inception in 1980. And even before that, he was associated with party, in its earlier avatar, Janata Party. Now, he is sulking because he was denied ticket. His daughter was given the ticket. The BJP was obviously looking at, changing the face in the constituency. Obviously, there are many other reasons which are being cited, how party leaders were working against him, and why they basically conspired to deny him the ticket. Be as it may, but these instances were not exactly the trigger. What happened, I have been interacting with BJP leaders, trying to get a sense of how they are looking at these protests against the Citizenship Amendment Bill and against the National Register of Indian Citizens. Now, one of them had a very interesting explanation. He said, look, you guys are looking at us, or you guys are thinking that the BJP has peaked out, and that's why we have been losing state after state. At one point of time in 2017, we were ruling 21 states, we are down to 13 today. And in 13 states where the BJP has either the chief minister or the deputy chief minister. So you are thinking we have peaked out? No, we are not mountaineers. We don't reach the peak and then we have to climb down. We are actually like Ukrainian pole vaulter Sergey Bubka. Now, if you recall, Bubka broke world record 35 times in pole vault. In fact, his last record was set in 94, which was finally broken in 2014 by a Frenchman. Anyway, we're not talking about pole vault here. We are talking about how the BJP is setting its goals. What BJP is looking at is, as long as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is there, it will only go up. So when you are talking about the BJP losing 5 states in the past 1 year, and we see that drag on the BJP happening for the last 1 year, we are probably ignoring what happened in the Lok Sabha elections. Or we are discounting it because we are just looking at it as something, which is not really, which is totally state specific. But we are not talking about pole vault here. What we are talking about is the BJP's confidence. What makes the BJP so confident? Simple one-line answer is the popularity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It has been intact. We have seen how the BJP's Lok Sabha tally went up from 282 to 303 in this election. So, very clearly, people are voting differently for the Lok Sabha and differently for Modi and differently for the BJP chief ministers. I will come to that later. But if the BJP is looking at, being a Sergey Bubka, it's not just in the context of Lok Sabha elections. What the party leaders tell you is, in the first past the post system, if you are somewhere between 32, 33, 35% of votes, and other parties are kind of coming together and they are all ranged against you, you tend to lose in the first past the post system. So the BJP is looking to increase its vote share over 40%. And there the party thinks that it will be so comfortably placed that even if opposition parties come together, with that kind of vote share, with 40% plus vote shares, the BJP would probably be able to manage that. But that is in the future. What we are witnessing today is, the party has become so confident, or I would say rather so arrogant, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity remains unquestioned. There is no other leader from any other party which is even emerging as a challenger, that the party has decided, or party somehow is ignoring the interest of regional leaders, or is not really promoting regional leaders who are the mass leaders. Now, last Friday you had new Rajasthan BJP president, called Satish Punia. Now, Punia was somebody who lost even students' union election in his university as ABP candidate. He lost 2 assembly elections. It's the first time that he has become an MLA this time. But BJP made him the state unit president because it does not want former Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje to go back and actually hold the reins of the party there. Now, Vasundhara Raje, let's go back in the past a bit. Now, in 2002, I think she became the Rajasthan BJP president. BJP was nowhere. Until then, BJP had never got a majority in the assembly, though you had stalwarts like Bhair Singh Shekhawat in Rajasthan. So, it was only in 2003 assembly election under Vasundhara Raje that the BJP got to the majority mark for the first time. BJP won 120 out of 200 seats in the assembly. She lost the next assembly election, but again came back in 2013 with a bigger majority. I think 160 plus seats in the 200-member assembly. Now, in Rajasthan, if you see after 1990, every 5 years you have a change of the government. So, it's not like Vasundhara Raje's hold over the masses totally got decimated in one election. Of course, she was unpopular and her governance model was not something which was being liked by the people. She got ousted. But that's how the politics in Rajasthan goes. Even today, she remains the tallest BJP leader and probably the only popular leader with the pan-state appeal. But the BJP has decided to keep her out of Rajasthan. And in fact, after the assembly elections last year in December, in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, when BJP lost all these 3 states, all the 3 chief ministers of the party, Shivraj Singh Chouhan in Madhya Pradesh, Raman in Chhattisgarh and Vasundhara Raje in Rajasthan, they were all brought to the center and made vice presidents of the BJP. The BJP vice president's post is only ceremonial. I mean, you don't really, even the party hierarchy, you may be the vice president, but in effect, in practice, there is not much you can do unless you are in charge of certain states or unless you are running certain programs, party programs. For instance, Shivraj Singh Chouhan, for a change, he was made convener of the BJP membership drive. He did very well. In fact, the BJP gained over 4 crore votes over its 2014-15 figure. In 2015 membership drive, BJP membership went up to 11 crores, which is now somewhere around 14 crores or more than that. So, and after that, you don't really see the party giving any work to Shivraj Singh Chouhan. So, he is kind of doing his own work in Madhya Pradesh. Raman Singh has been left to do his own bit in Chhattisgarh. Vasundhara, she has been here in Delhi. And in all these 3 states, the people who are being given charge of the party's reins in the states are those who are not really in sync with the former chief ministers or with the mass leaders. Now, don't forget, Raman Singh was the chief minister for 3 terms. Shivraj Singh Chouhan, he was not the chief minister in 2003 when the BJP won, but after that, for about 13 years continuously, he was the chief minister of Madhya Pradesh. He won you 2 assembly elections. If you decide to undermine these leaders and try to impose some people from here, like you did say in Maharashtra or Haryana, what happened? Now in Haryana you brought Manohar Lal Khattar as chief minister. In Maharashtra you brought Devendra Fadnavis. In Jharkhand you brought Raghuvar Das. You see the results. In Haryana, the BJP's tally has gone down from 47 to 40 and it was compelled to join hands with Dushyant Chautala's party. In Maharashtra, the BJP has got ousted. The same result in Jharkhand. And why? If you try to look into the reasons for this, or if you decide, okay, there must be some merit in bringing these people. I know, because BJP has never explained to us. No, but just by bringing new people, either they have to have that administrative acumen. Now, the 3 leaders we talked about in Jharkhand, Maharashtra and Haryana, none of them had any administrative experience whatsoever. straight away they became chief ministers. They were not mass leaders either. Fadnavis, he was a one-term MLA then. He got a second term. Come to their age, probably you are looking at the next generation. But, well, if you compare that, Vasundhara Raje is 66 years old today. You have, if I'm not wrong, Manohar Lal Khattar is 65. Raghuvar Das is 64. So not that there was much of age difference when you are looking at Gen Next politicians. You just decided to bring them because the same as the Congress has been doing, this high command culture where you want your loyalists to be right on the top and do what you want them to do. This was exactly what Indira Gandhi had started in the Congress, and the party is paying for it even now. Anyway, we'll discuss this issue further. Let's take some questions which have come from our viewers.
Will undermining local leaders in Maharashtra like Eknath Khadse affect BJP's popularity in the state? And how will it impact on governance when someone with no experience handles the affairs?
We have seen it all. We see what has happened in Maharashtra. Now, of course, you may bank on this tripartite coalition to fall somewhere down the line, maybe in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Anyway, I don't see them ruling for the next 5 years. They are, as we have discussed earlier, there's so many ideological and political contradictions in that coalition. But that will be for the BJP to come back by default, if they win the next election or whenever the next assembly elections happen. But Fadnavis as a mass leader, I mean, we have not got any proof or any evidence of Fadnavis emerging as a mass leader. Veteran leaders that you had, say Eknath Khadse, you have spoken about, if you start undermining them. We see how Pankaja Munde, she has been sulking. Group of OBC leaders have alleged that, there is no respect for the OBCs in the party. And they have been sulking, they have been speaking against the party high command. They are not greenhorns. They have been, Pankaja Munde, her father was an influential OBC leader in Maharashtra. She may not have gained that stature yet, but she is somebody who has shown some potential. Now, if these people start leaving a party, now among young ones you have somebody like Pankaja Munde, among old ones you have Eknath Khadse. If all these people are leaving the party because the party leadership, and here we are talking about Fadnavis, Devendra Fadnavis, if the party leadership is not ready to accommodate their interest, in the long run, it's the BJP which is going to pay.
Even after winning 13 out of 15 seats in by-elections, BS Yeddyurappa was not even met by either the party president or the PM. It shows how much they undermine local leaders. Will this affect BJP and will they learn lessons quickly?
Let's say BS Yeddyurappa, from the beginning, BS Yeddyurappa was not the High Command's choice. First of all, he has crossed 75, that unwritten age bar that the party has. Secondly, he was somebody who had quit the party, floated his own party and ensured the BJP's defeat in the last assembly election. So he's back. Okay, you did not say much when he was trying to topple Kumaraswamy government. He did that, he has gained power and he has also managed to get a clear majority in the assembly now. So there is not much the BJP High Command can do. But yes, when you are talking about the by polls in which BJP won clearly, and even after that, Yeddyurappa has not been called by the Prime Minister or the BJP President to discuss the expansion of his cabinet. You know how the equations are between the two. I won't say in Karnataka, the BJP Gen Next is not ready, like in most of the states. In Karnataka, what some of the BJP General Secretary organization today in Delhi, BL Santosh, he was in charge of General Secretary organization in Karnataka also, who he knows the game there very well. And thanks to him, you have some new leaders emerging. For instance, you have Mysore MP Pratap Simha. He has come out very well. I mean, he improved on his victory margin this time, though it is a JDS stronghold, Mysore. He is emerging as a potential leader. You have Tejasvi Surya in Bangalore. Again, BL Santosh gave him the ticket. Let's see how he emerges as a leader, how he comes up the ladder, whether obviously he won the election, but whether he is able to kind of build on it and emerge as a potentially bigger leader, not as an experiment that BL Santosh did, but as a potentially bigger leader who can be groomed in future for a bigger role. That we'll see. You have Nalin Kamal Katil. Now, all these leaders BL Santosh built in Karnataka. Now, Yeddyurappa, even if, say, 3.5 years, 4 years down the line, once Yeddyurappa is out, so BJP has the second crop of leaders ready to take over, or at least they have shown the potential to take over. That's not true in every state. In most of the other states, you can't even recall the senior BJP leaders or the leaders with that kind of potential. Because mind you, the BJP is against dynast, so even if you have some potential leaders in other states, say Anurag Thakur may have become Minister of State here, but in Rajasthan again, like Vasundhara's son, Dushyanth Singh, he has been an MP for a long time, but he is not being given any role in the government. You look around, you have Pramod Mahajan's daughter in Maharashtra, Poonam Mahajan. She has done a fantastic job as Yuva Morcha chief, but she is not being recommended in the government. You have Raman Singh's son, who was an MP, but he was denied ticket last time. Dynastic politics being one of the planks of the BJP. BJP is not, or BJP leadership is not ready to basically promote them. What will happen to them is a question that will keep lingering when we don't have any answers. But what I am driving at is, while in Karnataka you have a crop of leaders who have been basically groomed by the party for better roles in future, or for bigger roles, in other states, there is total dearth of talented leaders, or at least probably we are not aware of them if there are any.
If not from within the party, can BJP try and recruit regional leaders from regional parties by allying with them? This can do them a lot of good if they ally with Jagan in Andhra Pradesh, as he now has a great following.
Question is, why would Jagan ally with you? As long as he is left free in Andhra, he won't do anything. But Andhra and Telangana, BJP leaders think these two states are kind of low-hanging fruits, because they see the BJP vote bank or some potential vote bank existing there, which can be exploited if the party pushes it a bit. Now in Telangana, if you recall, BJP won 4 of the 17 seats in Telangana. In Andhra, they drew a blank, but they didn't really try much in Andhra. So Jagan, as it is, if you look at the floor strategy in parliament, Jagan has been with the BJP on most of the issues. But if you start threatening him on his turf, he's not going to ally with you. So it's a tactical thing. You cannot ally with the biggest fish in that pond. It's not possible. You will have to create your own space. In Andhra, I don't see that possibility as it is. Yes, I am told Pawan Kalyan is, BJP is looking at Pawan Kalyan as a potential leader who can basically join hands with the BJP, or in fact probably merge his outfit with the BJP. Now, he is a popular actor. He hasn't shown much in terms of his electoral potential, but he is somebody who can be the BJP face. BJP doesn't have any face in Andhra or Telangana right now. So the BJP has good prospects in these states, but how the party is going to basically build on them, work on them, only time will tell.
Does it really matter if the BJP has or develops a strong state leadership, as electoral victories are more based on performance and trends? This was demonstrated in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, where BJP's state leaders were solid as concrete. Isn't a strong central leadership more than enough to direct local leadership in states?
It's true, as long as you have a popular leader like Narendra Modi. And if he's a charismatic personality, so people might decide to vote Vasundhara Raje out or Shivraj Singh Chouhan out of power, but they would still vote for Narendra Modi in the general elections, in the Lok Sabha elections. But don't forget, Narendra Modi will be 73.5 in 2024. He might pull it off again for his party in 2024, but then BJP will have to look at his successor sooner or later. And given the crop you have today, most of the ministers in Modi government, actually when you look at their mass base, they are just paper tigers. Without Narendra Modi today, there is nobody in the government who can, forget bringing you a majority in Lok Sabha, who can win you even a state. So if you look at Modi's, of course, Home Minister Amit Shah is being groomed as his successor, but we are still not sure about his mass base in popularity. His grooming is happening, and we have seen how for the last 6 months he has been actually leading the party and even the government from the front. So maybe by 2024 BJP will have a strong leader at the center, but again, your local leaders matter a lot. For instance, when you had Indira Gandhi at the top, at the height of her popularity, it did not really matter whether she decided to decimate her local satraps. I mean, that was the process she had started. Because remember, she had to fight a lot with the top leaders of her own party in her early days. So she found it safer to basically put her henchmen, her loyalists in states, and basically finish strong regional leaders who had opposed her when she was trying to come up. First when she came as prime minister, it was the syndicate which has got her installed, because syndicate thought they would be able to kind of, make her dance the way they wanted. After a few years, or not even a few years, and barely 3 years later, she had to split the party. And then again in 78, she split the party just to gain control of the party. And there was so much fear of the strong regional chieftains that she decided to have only loyalists, not mass leaders in the states. As long as Indira Gandhi was there, it was well and good. Once the Congress did not have a mass leader, say today's Rahul Gandhi, I mean, he's not a mass leader. He's not somebody who can win you even a Lok Sabha election. And if he goes to another constituency to campaign, I mean, I'm not sure whether the candidate is going to win just because Rahul Gandhi campaigned there. So when you don't have a strong central leader like Modi, you need strong state leaders who will keep the party afloat. So even when NDA was out of power in 2004, the party was in the reckoning, because you had somebody like Narendra Modi as Chief Minister of Gujarat, you had Raman Singh in Chhattisgarh, you had Vasundhara Raje in Rajasthan, and you had Shivraj Singh Chouhan in Madhya Pradesh. So the organization remained intact. Vote base might have gone down a bit, come up a bit, but the party was not totally out of the picture. The way the Congress has become in many states where the party does not have any face to show. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such videos. Thank you.